but the lady is now running one of our most important functions, and that's within 12 months.
I remember you were saying that as short as possible, you will get 90% of all employees to be Mongolians.
Already there.
Already there.
We're already there, and that's not our ambition. That's just the requirement in the investment agreement. What we want to see is the 10% of expats reduced to 5%. We're discussing at the moment whether we can achieve that within a 2 to 4 year period. But the one thing that we don't want to do is to pull all of the expats out immediately, because then the opportunity to train and mentor is lost for Mongolians.
Once also you were talking about the residential development in the Hamburg area, so that those herders who got jobs can also live there in a decent way as a local worker. How is that going on? Okay,
the development in Hamburg is something that's being discussed fairly intensively with the South Gobi government and with the Hamburg Sum. It's one of those areas where we want to set up some framework agreements so that what is developed in Hamburg is actually done to very high standards. What we would like to see is us developing something which is the modern version of an Erdnet, something that Mongolians are proud of, not just for today but for many decades coming. So, you know, we have people that already live and work for us in Hamburg, but we do have a lot of people that commute from UB and other parts of the country to work at OT. And we think as a company it would be great to give those employees the opportunity to relocate themselves in a Hamburg that has modern facilities, whether it's high schools, it's medical facilities, it's shopping, cultural facilities, something that makes them want to be a part of that town. And that's sort of a thing that we're talking actively about.
And you have been paying first time a road in that area, normal asphalt road. How is it going on?
Yeah, we're working with the Asia Development Bank on that initiative, so 9 kilometres of road around the Hamburg area. I'm not sure whether the paving has started yet, but there's very significant progress to date. We've also built a power line from the mine to the town so that mains power can be provided to the Hamburg town, and that'll complete fairly soon.
And they will have the first, will be a first sum in this IMAC. Even the IMAC center has not enough power, and then that sum will have a power, reliable power.
Well, we're just hoping that we don't create too much jealousy in the AMAG.
You have completed the airport.
We have. I would hate to say this to the detriment of other airports, but we have the most modern airport, 3.2 kilometres, the most fantastic facility there, and when you come to the mine next, I'm sure you'll say it's a great asset for the Gobi.
You were talking also about, Oyu Tolgoi was talking about doing a big investment in building next generation miners. What does that mean?
Sorry, I don't quite follow the question.
Oyu Tolgoi is preparing miners for even next generation. What does that mean?
Well, we're investing in miners, we're investing in people with other skills that are important for mining. You know, our support across Mongolia is not just for the people that work at Oyu Tolgoi. We're working with 3 universities, we're working with the vocational training institutions, and you know, where we can assist in uplifting educational and professional skills, we'll do that.
I mean, because this project is very big, so important for this economy, and plus this is a newly transition market economy. Of course, what's going on and happening, and I think it will be still keep going, but overall, this project is really changing landscape of the economy and the way how the revenue of the state comes, etc. How do you see a future of Oyu Tolgoi 10 years from now?
If I was a miner, I'd be saying our underground is up and running, and it's at full production, and that's going to billions of dollars of revenue coming in. So that would excite the accountants. But I think the thing that really excites me is that the true value to the country is starting to be realised at that point. Revenues to the government will be expanded, their ability to invest in high quality hospitals and universities and schools, other infrastructure like power and roads, and that are so important for the country, there'll be an enhanced revenue stream. But a really powerful OT with a great relationship between the shareholders, one being the government, will be a powerful signal to the world that Mongolia is a great place to set up a business. And I think the flow-on effect from OT 10 years down the track, as I've said, with a great investment climate in place, is going to be very powerful for Mongolia.
You were once saying you don't want to be only fish in a small pond, and really we want to see more bigger, larger fishes like you in bigger pond. How does it look like now, this perspective?
Sure, you know, and you're absolutely right. I'd rather still be a big fish but in a much bigger pond, and I'd like to have another few big fish swimming next to me, because I think that's good. I don't think it's good for one company to be so large that it becomes a target for everything. I think the thing that's important for Mongolian regulators at this point in time is the review that it's doing on its investment laws and its mining laws, two very important laws, because I think the future growth of the economy can be fast-tracked through the mining industry. Mongolia's got fantastic mineral potential, but to get the investors and the big money that's required to build the mines requires good laws and a stable investment climate. And you know, the Parliament and the President's office and that are working through those laws at the moment, and they're very open to listening to suggestions on that. So I would expect some months down the track that we'll have the right legislative framework and the right messages going out to the world, that we'll see some great things happening in years to come.
Cameron, you have been working in, I think, almost 5 or 6 foreign countries other than Australia, your own country, dealing on the mostly mining, dealing with the mining projects. Mongolia is certainly not the exception of with the way the country is dealing with the mineral wealth, being a developing country. How do you see in this regard what's going on in the country, and in terms of instability sometimes, you know, proposing ideas? How do you see that?
I think it's healthy to have discussion and debate. I think it becomes unhealthy when it's focused in the wrong direction for too long. I see the debate that's going on about the investment laws and the mining as a good debate at this point. Of course, there'll be some that want to take the mining industry down a certain path, and it may not be attractive for international investors to be part of it. But we're still in the talking stage of that. And you know, I know quite a number of the legislators, and they want what's right for Mongolia. We need to go through the discussions, and I'm confident that we'll get good outcomes.
That's nice to hear from you, because every developing country has to do with the two front line. One is national security, the other is attracting foreign direct investment. And we try to keep balance. And of course, a little bit you go here, then that part. Here and that part is pulling down. So I think what's going on in this country is a part of a business. And hopefully every time we will do into better position, which will serve the country, and at the end, increasing the living standard of every Mongolian. That's what I hope with the great project, and you guys doing getting with many Mongolians a lot interesting job. And finally, at this point of time, what you would tell ordinary Mongolians who are watching after the project? How do you feel? Can you tell the audience what really you do about today?
Well, I think the message that I would give to the Mongolians who are not directly associated with the Oyu Tolgoi project is that the Mongolians who are involved in the project, the businesses who are supporting the project, the government officials who are working with us on aspect of the project are doing their best to make this a fantastic business for Mongolia. But businesses aren't just there for the business's sake. They're there to actually help promote economic growth and bring benefits to Mongolia. And the faster that we get Oyu Tolgoi to its expanded form, generating those benefits, the greater the returns will be for all Mongolians.
And plus you have committed, this year you will get procurement 50% from Mongolian sources. What is that?
Yeah, well, we're working to the new definition of a Mongolian company, which is over 50% owned by Mongolians, business people, and effectively our first full year we're expecting that 50% of all of the procurement that we source will come from Mongolian companies, and that's almost unheard of in more developing economies. So it's a result of the work that we've done over the last 2 years in helping establish new businesses and helping existing business to grow faster than would normally be the case.
I think this sort of new commitment to this level will help a lot Mongolian small medium enterprises to be a part of the great endeavor you are doing in the country. Cameron, thank you.
Thanks, Calvin.